Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Paizel from CZT Angie Vangalis. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. All right, this is a neat tangle that resembles, hence the name, Paisley. All right, so I'm doing my 4 corners and my border. This one starts off like some other ones. Let's see, opus. It kind of starts off like that, and kind of fescue, sort of. So I'm gonna let's see. I'm gonna start from I think this corner right here, and so going to draw a long kind of curved-ish line, or maybe not so much. And then looping back around like we do when we start opus, if you're familiar with that tangle. So again, curved line, however you want it to be. And then we kind of loop it back onto itself and then color in the little bulb. I kind of like this, this looks best if it is, looped back on and then merge that line back into the main line. Because then it gives that paisley type look. All right, coloring it in. Then we're going to aura. And to aura, for those that don't know, is basically it's an outline, as you can see here. So going around the entire thing and back to the base. Then orbs around the outside. So we're just going to draw some circles. Well, just like everything. The size of these circles is, of course, up to you. I am working hard to make sure that I get them, number one, butted up against each other. I'm kind of starting like almost like on this line or on the orb previous to it, but at least right up in that corner, so that way I can assure myself that I'm going to hit both of those, because I want them to be, kind of, butted up against each other and along that line. Then from there, we're going to aura again the orbs, and so this time auraing each of the curves as well. And sometimes, depending on how small your orbs are, sometimes what I do is it just ends up being a little bit of a wiggly line, instead of like really trying to make sure to line all of that up. One of those, don't stress too much about it. All right, so you have that, and then, that's it for part 1, and then what you would just do is repeat that as you want to. Again, and I'll repeat it here so that way then you can see. Oops, I bumped right off of the screen there a little bit. Sorry about that. So straight, curved-ish line. Coming back on itself, creating this like bulb at the end. And then, I try to have my little wax seal chop there to help me make sure I keep the tile in the right place. It's not working today. All right, so we did the aura. We're doing some orbs around, and always make sure to turn your tile as you want to, just for the comfort of your hand, and also for ease of drawing. All right, and then we just, we continue to do this. So this, you could fill up the space, or, if you were doing this, say, in a row, it's however you see fit to do these. Oops, and I forgot. I was just going to start another one. For whatever reason, sometimes, if I'm, well, a lot of times, once you have the instructions in your head, the step out in your head, you don't necessarily go back and look. And for whatever reason, I keep wanting to neglect that last part there. All right. Then we'll do another one. And actually, I'll take a pause. And I'm just going to do a couple other ones. But I think you get the hang of this. And we'll take a pause. Let me do a couple more. And then there's one step after this, basically filling in the background. And I will share that with you. Well, for you, it'll just be a couple seconds. All right, so now I've put 4 of these guys in here, and we're going to do something with the background. Now, while the step out shows doing it this way, I'm going to guess you can do, you know, of course, whatever you want to do. What it showed was straight lines going in a number of different directions. And so me having that causes me just a personal challenge, because it's like I need to have some kind of order, and so I have sometimes trouble with that kind of randomness. So I'm just kind of doing my best here. But they were just, you know, it wasn't quite like the Tangle Kiko, if you're familiar with Kiko, which is drawing little straight lines one way and then another way, kind of ends up into be like kind of a weave-ish type pattern. So I'm just finding ways to have disorder in my in putting these background little hash marks in. So however it works for you, great. But like I said, it's just like this, where they're just different, going in different directions, no rhyme or reason, filling in the background. And that is pretty much, oh, actually, you know, we could do some shading. And I might not torture you with this either. besides the fill in. But actually, you know, if you have a challenge with this, what I'm doing, part of it, I'm just kind of making up. But you know, then when I look back, it doesn't look too bad. So I'm putting in like a different angle, and then working backwards is what I'm finding is kind of working for how my brain works with, I call it being spontaneously, creatively challenged. Just to do things, just, you know, oh, I just put some this way, and then I'll put some lines that way. And like I said, I just struggle with that. So maybe this will help. So like I said, I'm doing one at a different angle, and then I'm kind of backing it up so many. And then if I can, you know, find another direction to go kind of like this, then I am. But I'm finding that this is working, and it's not so painful, for lack of a better word. And if you understand what I mean, I would love for you to comment and say that you can relate to this. Everything else, I love, you know, it's just like, oh, here's rules, here's directions. Do this way, do this way, then do this, then do that. And that is totally cool. But just, you know, it's kind of like doing a string where it's just doing something off the cuff is just not comfortable. But as you can see, it's like it doesn't look too bad. And I want to say that it's maybe this comes from the stem of you know, like perfection. I want to do it right. Oh, I have, you know, I don't know if this is the right way, or, you know, whatever. And it just is. So that's the kind of neat thing about Zentangle. It's the thing that I have been embracing in my journey with it, is things like this. It's like, okay, this is not kind of in my nature. It's, I guess it's weirdly uncomfortable, especially to those that don't understand that don't have a problem. It's just like, oh, you know. Or as a joke with my mom, she says it's just a piece of paper. Well, yes, I know. However, I can't explain it, but it's just, hard to just make stuff, feel like I'm making stuff up. But now I'm looking back on this, and it's like, oh, it's fine. And actually, talking through it, that kind of helps. So, yes, I do. I'm curious to know if any of you have similar challenges. So that looks kind of cool as it is. Now, for some shading. I think the best thing to do for this is I'm just going to go around the outside of these Orid pieces. And this I kind of used, well, no, actually I got those right close. Because I was thinking I would have to use the hollowbow technique and work behind, but I didn't there. So just adding some graphite on the outside. And of course, you know, this is one of those, if you wanted to use color, of course you could, just like anything. And actually that could look kind of neat, having a little, you know, a different color, you know, for that background pieces. Or to go, you know, totally 1960s paisley, and you could have all kinds of groovy colors with these. All right, I think I got them all. So now with the tortillon, let's spread some of this graphite out. Oh, and isn't that looking neat? Just popping those guys right off the page. It's almost like this is my, you know, one of my favorite parts. This is like magic. And it doesn't ever get old. It's just so neat. My tortilla is getting a little flimsy on the end there. And, oops, nope. I was going to say, I felt like I was missing something here. And it's because I'm working on a small tile. I just have to be careful, because I want to have some of the natural, you know, color behind, you know, in the background showing as well, because it just kind of adds to the overall texture of it. But for sure, it made these guys pop right off the page. Now, one thing that you can do, if they're not popping well enough, you can always go a little bit darker if you wish, you know, just right around the edges like that. So anyway, with that, I hope you enjoyed. And let's see, in the descriptions, as I think I mentioned, will be the step-by-step outs for this, and other information on how to connect, if you so desire. If you enjoyed the video, would love to have a thumbs up, and if you like it enough to want to be notified when there are more posted, feel free to click that subscribe and the notification bell and all of that stuff. So with that, I wish you very happy tangling. Have fun with this.